We all good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm Chris Glover. I'm running for re-election as the MPP here in Spadina-Fort York. I want to welcome to this riding my colleagues, Jessica Bell from University Rosedale, Jill Andrew from Toronto St. Paul's, Rosine Asrani from Etobicoke Lakeshore, Faisal Hassan from York Southwestern, Alexa Gilmore from Parkdale High Park. Sorry guys, okay. Kristen Wong-Tam from Toronto Centre, and I want to welcome to Spadina-Fort York, home of Toronto's beautiful waterfront, the next Premier of Ontario, Marit Stiles.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you so much. And it is a beautiful waterfront. It is a beautiful waterfront. Well, good morning, Toronto. I am so excited to be here with all of you today to share our NDP plan for this wonderful city. I know you're ready. Toronto is ready for a premier and a government that is on your side. I'm standing here with a powerhouse team of NDP candidates, community leaders, tireless advocates, and the people who are going to help build a better, fairer, more affordable Toronto. Because let's be honest, life in this city has never been more expensive, more difficult, or frankly, more uncertain. Families build their dreams here, small businesses drive our economy, and our communities thrive on that diversity and that strength. But under Doug Ford, life in this city has gotten harder, much harder. Finding an affordable home, impossible, right? Getting to work or school on reliable transit, it's delayed, overcrowded. Finding a family doctor, come on. And let's not forget, keeping up with the skyrocketing cost of food, which is a daily battle for everyone. And why? Because Doug Ford has spent the last 7 years treating Toronto like his personal political playground, settling scores, meddling in municipal affairs, and making life worse for the people who actually live here. Well, I'm here to say it's time for a change. It's time for a premier and a government that's on your side. You know, Toronto doesn't need a premier who picks fights with our city. Toronto needs a real leader, a real partner at Queen's Park. And that's exactly what the Ontario NDP will be. I love this city. I believe in this city, and I am ready to fight for this city, and we've proven it time and time again. We've protected the Greenbelt while Doug Ford tried to hand it over to his rich developer friends. And we're demanding transparency on Ford's luxury spa scheme at Ontario Place. But we're not stopping there. As Premier, I will fight rising costs, deliver real rent control, fund transit, and deliver the services that Toronto families deserve. The Ontario NDP's plan for Toronto is built by the people and for the people of this city. By restoring 50-50 funding for the TTC, we will make transit more reliable, affordable, accessible, and safe. We'll protect renters. Everyone deserves to stay in their homes. Safe, affordable housing is a right. No more rent evictions or dem evictions, and we are going to bring in real rent control. You know, that means, by the way, no more above guideline rent hikes, right? As Premier, I'm also going to put money back in your pockets every month with our monthly grocery rebate, because nobody should have to choose between rent and groceries. Toronto is struggling under the weight of the housing and homelessness crisis. We see it all the time, and too many families are suffering as a result of that. Our government will build more affordable housing by getting Ontario back into the business of creating truly permanently affordable homes. We're going to reverse years and years of cuts and help people move from shelters to stable homes. A vote for the Ontario NDP is a vote for a partner who is always going to be on your side at Queen's Park. Now, listen, I was thinking about this morning because it's been about 30-odd years since I moved to Toronto to raise our family here. I love this city. I always have. I love its promise. I love its people and what it has done for so many people. I want to bring back that excitement, that opportunity, and the promise of Toronto. That's what the people of this city and this province deserve. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to take your questions.
Hey, Merit. Hi, good morning. Barbara with QP Briefing.
Hi, Barbara.
I'm just wondering, we're 9 days from the election. I'm wondering, why do you think voters should go vote for you, vote for the NDP, without knowing the price tag for your proposals?
Well, look, all of our proposals, as we put them out, we're including costing, and we will be costing everything. But at the end of the day, we have to look a little bit as well at what Doug Ford is spending here in the city of Toronto. I talked a lot about what we are willing to offer in the city, and look at what he's spending. He's spending his money and his time and his priorities on building a luxury spa in downtown Toronto that's costing people $2.2 billion. That's $400 per household in Ontario, and that's for everyone in the province, right? I mean, that's bananas. His focus is on that. It's on closing our wonderful Ontario Science Centre. It's not on solving the issues that people have here. We have to solve these problems. We cannot continue down this road, right? He has left our communities and our province weak and vulnerable while we're under attack. We don't need to be in this position. It's about choices. We are choosing to invest in things that will help people. We are choosing to invest in the people of the province of Ontario.
So the Liberals are saying, that your proposals are unrealistic, that you guys think that money grows in trees and all of that. And even like housing experts have been criticizing your housing proposal, saying that it's probably going to be one of the most costly ones. So I'm wondering what you make of these comments, and how do you respond to what the Liberals are saying?
Well, I think they're really out to lunch if they think that we can solve the housing crisis without building deeply permanently affordable housing. Our plan is the only one that proposes this. And if you look at Canada, all across this country, every other province is doing this. We have to. And it's about the government actually being a true partner with municipalities like the City of Toronto, with our nonprofits, to get that housing built. We are so far behind the rest of the country right now. We can't afford not to do this. So I am very proud of our proposal. I'm also really proud that we are the only party that is talking about bringing back real rent control. Honestly, the Liberals, they don't seem to realize that there are tenants in this province. And those tenants are the folks that are losing their homes and ending up in our communities and encampments. Doug Ford's legacy is encampments in every community in this province. We cannot continue on this road. And I know that the people that I hear from, they know this. That's why our message is connected, because people are seeing that. They know that we're the only party that is actually working really hard to flip blue seats to orange. And I'm feeling that everywhere I go. People are coming out. They're saying, you know what, you're speaking to me. You understand what my priorities are as a person in this moment. And we're the only ones that are actually talking as well about addressing the rising cost of things like groceries.
Hi, Marit. Lane from CBC.
Hi, Lane.
Just to follow up on talking about the Liberals, Bonnie Crombie's rhetoric last night, and from what I've heard from my colleagues about her announcement this morning, is that she's saying that they're shifting kind of their goalposts and looking at focusing on taking votes from the NDP instead of looking at Ford as much. Do you feel you need to start kind of going after Liberal votes instead of going after the incumbent premier?
I mean, that just tells you everything you need to know about that party, where they're at, right? Their path is they're just trying to make party status. Look, the truth is, my focus is and continues to be flipping blue seats to orange. I'm in this. A couple weeks ago, Doug Ford quit his job as premier of this province. I'm running for that job. I'm applying for it. And we're applying to be the next government of Ontario. Look, I'm fighting for the people. And I believe that last night in the debate, I spoke to the people of Ontario. I knew my aim there was to say, you can still have hope. Hope is real. We have the power through our vote to change things. And that's what we're going to do in this election. And, I'm not messing around. I want to flip conservative ridings to NDP orange And many of the people standing here with me are going to do that, and people all across this province. We have amazing candidates, and we have already incumbents in every corner of this province with boots on the ground.
And then it looks like the PC's also put out a new attack ad directed at the NDP this morning. I'm not sure, have you seen that yet? Because I can play you a little bit if you haven't, but I just wanted to get your reaction.
Yeah, no, I've heard about it.
Yeah.
You know, I think maybe Doug Ford is a little rattled after last night, and you know, it's classic, right? He's always attacking the NDP or any others, but he's never taking responsibility for what he has done in the province of Ontario and the state of things today. You know, he talks about crime, but our courts are backlogged. That's the issue. You know, people aren't getting their day in court. Victims are not getting their day in court. He talks about housing and homelessness, but under his government, rents have gone up by 38% on average across the province of Ontario. 38%. That's almost doubled. So, you know, to me, it's just classic, and it's a bit petty, but I think maybe he's a little rattled after last night. Yeah.
And then my last question is about your plan today. When it comes to taking, I guess, uploading 50% of the cost of the TTC, how much would that cost, and where would the province find the money to take that from?
I mean, this is a really exciting part of our plan because we know that, you know, Doug Ford gave a bit of a deal to Toronto at one point, but it's a one-time deal. Most of what he's done is attack and impose his petty politics and his plans on the people of Toronto. It was conservative governments back in the 90s that originally downloaded a lot of these things onto municipalities. Other governments of other stripes have not fixed that problem. We have to do it. We have to take back provincial responsibility for some of this, and it's the only way that we're going to be able to solve some of the issues that we're facing with the TTC, make it more affordable, make it more reliable. And, you know, look, I'm a TTC rider. I ride the TTC, so do my candidates. We understand the concerns that people have, and I want to make sure we improve transit for everyone.
Hi, Marit. It's Jessica from the Trillium. I wanted to ask you about paid political advertising. It seems like you guys are running a little less than the Liberals and the PCs. Your ads have been maybe less visible out there. Do you think that you're having trouble reaching voters because you're not running as many ads?
You know what? There's lots of different kinds of ads. Our ads are very targeted to the people that we need to speak to. And that's the truth. So I can get somebody to talk to you a little bit about our strategy on that, but I'm feeling great about it, because what I'm finding is that when I'm out in communities across the province, what they're hearing is the message that we want to connect with them, that we're offering hope, that we're bringing them a different choice in this election that they need. People are suffering. After 7 years of Doug Ford, life has never been tougher. And Doug Ford wants everybody to think out there that, you know, he's going to somehow this time on the third election actually, you know, solve homelessness or fix healthcare, whatever. He's not going to do any of that, and people know that. So I feel really good about the way our campaign is going. There's momentum out there, and it's, you know, I always say elections matter. They matter. And a lot of people are just now, at the very end of this campaign, starting to kind of wake up and realize an election's even happening. But our ads are very targeted, you know, and I think I feel good about that, because I'll say the other thing is, like, we have surpassed all fundraising records. And that's because many people are donating whatever they can afford. Small amounts most of the time, regular people. So we're very proud of that, and we spend their money very carefully and very wisely.
To follow up on that, there was a time when unions in this province would be running a lot more ads trashing the PCs of the day that we're not seeing this time. Do you think that relative lack has been hurting you guys?
You know, I think that what I'm seeing is that those folks that are opposed to Doug Ford and his government and want to see an NDP government elected are coming out and helping us on the ground in our communities, in ridings across this province. Everywhere I go, I see frontline healthcare workers, I see steel workers, I see folks who work in manufacturing, auto workers. I see people coming out, teachers, to actually help us knock on doors. They know that that's how we're going to win this, is by knocking on doors, by connecting with people, and by reminding people that they have the power to change things. That this election that Doug Ford thought he was going to pull one over on everybody, but this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to change things and to bring some hope back to Ontario. And as I said today, you know, as we're delivering this platform here in Toronto, to bring back the promise of Ontario, to bring back the promise of Toronto and our people.
Hi, Sammy Hudis with the Canadian Press. I'm just following up on my colleague's question. You've said your focus is entirely on flipping ridings from blue to orange. Can you explain a bit more of that strategy and why you aren't focused on appealing to Liberal voters?
Well, look, I mean, I said in my very first speech opening this election, I said, you know, that I think there are people out there who have previously voted Liberal, who I think will not see their values reflected in the current Liberal Party and leadership. So I've never shied away from that. My push is for all Ontarians, however you voted before, to think about what you want in the future of our province, right? Do you want 7 more years of what we've been facing together? You know, cuts to healthcare, a healthcare crisis that was invented under a Liberal government, and the current government has poured gasoline on it. It's gotten even worse. Do we want to actually fix our schools and give our children the support they need? Do we want to deliver things like, I didn't mention it in my speech, but I'm very, very proud of the fact that we are committing to a universal school food program so that our little ones can get food in their bellies, you know, which is really going to help a lot of families, but it's also going to mean that our little ones have a chance to really learn, you know? And you know, I always talk about, like, why did I ever run in the first place? And the reason I ran was because of my children. And I wanted to make sure that every child has the same opportunities to succeed in this world. And you know what? It's absolutely critical to our success as an economy and our ability to be, to stand up, to attack when we're facing someone like Donald Trump.
So your candidate in Eglinton Lawrence dropped out to try to prevent a Conservative win in that riding. The Liberal candidate in Windsor West also withdrew, although the specific reason isn't clear yet. And that's expected to be a tight NDP-PC race. Is there room for some cooperation like that between the NDP and Liberals in other races?
I mean, look, I'm disappointed. I've said it before. I'm disappointed in the decision of the candidate in Eglinton Lawrence. I think that everyone deserves to be able to vote based on their values and their beliefs, and that a lot of people will be disappointed that they don't have an NDP candidate to vote for in that riding. And I do also think that our offer is very different. It's very different. You heard me yesterday raise concerns about the donations that have been made, $25,000 in donations made to the Liberal leaders' campaign because of, by for-profit healthcare insiders. I think that tells you a lot about where their government would head. I'm in it to flip blue seats to orange. I want to win, and the path to winning is to defeat Conservatives all across this province, and we are the only party that can do that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This one's Jamie CDC. This one's sent in by Michael McAllister.
Sure.
Ford had just canceled his trip to Sault Ste. Marie as a result of delays and weather conditions.
It's a winter election. Maybe he should have thought of that. But anyways.
So,
Didn't stop us from landing a few weeks ago, I'll tell you. A week ago.
this is another one he's canceled. He's running a front-running campaign. He's acting like this is already, is this election already done?
No. Doug Ford is hiding. He is in hiding right now. Last night after the debate, he wouldn't even stand up in front of the reporters. He will not defend his government. He will not take responsibility for the state of this province. He is hoping that people are just going to stay home and not vote. And that's not what I'm seeing out there. I think that as often is the case, people are just starting to kind of think about the election right now. I always joke and say, you know, you're out shoveling your driveway and you look up and you see a half-buried orange sign, but you think, There's an election happening. I better find out what's going on. I understand that. You know, we're in the middle of the winter, and Doug Ford thought he was going to pull one over on the people of Ontario. But I think he's sorely mistaken. You know what? We're going to keep going. I've flown into Sault Ste. Marie in the middle of a snowstorm. I will do it again. We've been on the road all throughout this campaign. Our candidates are working so hard. They are out on the doorsteps every day. We are going to keep fighting rising costs. We are going to push forward a plan to hire doctors for everyone. We are going to build truly affordable housing, right? We are going to protect every single job in every sector, in every corner of this province. And Doug Ford can hide away, but I think as we get closer to Election Day, people are going to be ready to show him the door.
You're here.
Thanks, Jamie.
Bye-bye, Doug.
This is our chance, right, people? This is our chance. You know, he thinks that he was going to, he thought he could get away with this. He still thinks that. But this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity as Ontarians to use the power of the vote that we have to show him the door.
Let's do it.
All right, thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out today. I know it's hard to get out in the snow, and coming down here is not easy, eh? I'll see you later on today, too.